Okay, so we're back, and this time we're diving deep into the world of African wildcats.
Yeah, fascinating creatures.
Absolutely. And I, for one, am really excited about this. I think a lot of our listeners out there have a soft spot for our feline friends at home.
Mm-hmm.
And today, we're going to use this book, the African Wildcat Big Cat series, to trace that lineage back to their wild ancestor.
It's incredible to think about, you know? Our snuggly little house cats share a common ancestor with these amazing wild predators.
Right, and I think that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. It's a chance to really understand, like, the core of what makes a cat a cat.
Exactly. And by understanding the African wildcat, we can, well, it's like we unlock a whole secret language of cat behavior.
Like, we can decode all those quirky little things our cats do at home.
Exactly.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly are we dealing with here?
Okay, so picture this. You're out in the African savanna, right? Sun setting, the tall grasses swaying in the breeze.
Okay, got it. Beautiful scene.
And lurking somewhere in that landscape is the African wildcat. Sleek, agile, weighs about 8 to 15 pounds. A little bigger than your average house cat.
Okay, so not a tiny little thing.
No. They've got some substance to them. And they're masters of camouflage. Their coat is this tawny or grayish color with subtle stripes and spots.
Oh, I bet that helps them blend in perfectly.
Oh, absolutely. It makes them incredibly difficult to spot, especially in those grasslands and scrublands they call home. And remember, these guys are mainly active at night.
Oh, wow. So nighttime hunters.
Exactly. They rely on their sharp senses, their incredible hearing and vision to track down prey. They're solitary hunters too, so it's all on them to find their next meal.
And what are they eating out there?
You name it. Rodents, birds, insects, even reptiles. They're opportunistic hunters, whatever they can catch.
The book actually talks about their hunting techniques, specifically their pouncing. That seems like something pretty special.
Oh, it is. They stalk their prey with such incredible stealth, and then boom, they pounce with unbelievable speed and precision.
It's like they're hardwired for it.
They are. And it's fascinating because you see those same instincts in our house cats, right?
Yeah, when they're batting around a toy mouse or chasing a laser pointer.
Exactly. They're tapping into that ancient hunter within. It's those little glimpses into their wild ancestry that I find so fascinating.
And it's not all about hunting, is it? The book also mentions they have a social side, even though they're solitary hunters.
You're right. They communicate with each other through scent marking, vocalizations like hissing and growling, and body language.
So like our cats, but maybe a little less cuddly, I'm guessing.
Well, there's definitely less cuddling in the wild. Survival takes priority. But the ways they communicate, it's all very similar. It's like a common language they all share.
Now, something that surprised me in the book is that African wildcats aren't as territorial as some other big cats.
Yeah, that is interesting. It seems their home ranges can actually overlap quite a bit.
And they're okay with that? Wouldn't that lead to competition for food and mates?
You would think so, right? But they seem to have developed a system where they can coexist, maybe using scent marking and other cues to avoid conflict.
It's like they figured out a way to share the resources.
Right, and I think that speaks to their adaptability. They've evolved to thrive in these challenging environments.
But it's not all smooth sailing for these cats. The book brings up some serious threats they face, and one of the biggest is hybridization with domestic cats.
Right. And that's a huge problem. You see, when wild and domestic cats interbreed, it dilutes the wild gene pool.
Meaning the wildcats lose some of their unique traits.
Exactly. And those traits, they're what allow them to survive in the wild. Hybridization makes them more vulnerable to disease and less able to adapt to changes in their environment.
So it's like we're inadvertently weakening them.
Sadly, that's what's happening. And it's not just hybridization. Habitat loss is another major threat, as human populations expand and encroach on their territories.
And of course, there's still hunting and poaching going on in some areas.
It's a complex issue, and it's really a call to action for all of us.
It's about protecting their habitats, being responsible pet owners, and supporting the conservation efforts that are working to ensure these amazing creatures have a future.
Absolutely. They're a vital part of the ecosystem, and we have a responsibility to protect them.
So, next time you see your cat stretched out in the sunbeam, take a moment to think about their wild cousins, the African wildcats. These stealthy, adaptable survivors are out there right now fighting to thrive in a changing world.
And maybe, just maybe, we can all learn a thing or two from their resilience. Their story is a reminder that even the smallest creatures can have a profound impact on our world.
And that's a great place to wrap up our deep dive.
Until next time.
See you then.